It's a Spotify podcast. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the show. I wanted to mention two things real quick. One, if you see a disruption with these videos going up and down on YouTube, Google's giving Williamson County, somehow they've got backdoor access and to get into my stuff. They're deleting documents off my drive. They're doing all kinds of stuff. They're trying to hack my website. I've got it locked down now. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you is I'm going to keep posting those. But two, I'm on multiple platforms. So I'm on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, everything. We're everywhere. But the other thing is that if you do like the video, please subscribe and like it. It really would help us. We're in infancy stages. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the show.
You pushed me down, thought I'd stay on the ground, counting me.
With SWAT shutting down.
Oh yeah, what did SWAT do? I saw a bleep. I've been editing other episodes, so
I saw like the initial warnings and the stay out of the area. But apparently some guy was up on the bridge doing some mischief and
my god,
shut down traffic on 35 for a couple of hours.
Oh shit!
Right at peak commute. So.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Turn this over here. So see. So, oh my god, that's crazy.
So, I was home. I stayed home. It worked out just fine for me, but always entertaining. It's getting crazy out there. That sniper in Dallas this morning shoot up an ice facility.
Oh damn!
Killed two.
That was this morning?
Yeah.
They did that before in Dallas once before.
Yeah, this is the second time they've shot up this ice facility.
Oh, shit.
No ICE agents, but he shot two detainees, and then killed himself.
Shot two detainees and then killed himself. That's weird.
Yeah. I'm sure he wasn't aiming for the detainees, I don't think.
Yeah.
Bullet casings had anti-ice stuff.
Anti-ice stuff.
But,
yeah, that's horrible.
It's there's no place for it. It's we've got to be able to talk to each other, and violence like that has no place.
Work. No.
So
talking about SWAT, I was just watching Joe Rogan talk to Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
He said SWAT. Same shit. He's calling it SWAT, SWATus or something. And he said that he's had SWAT called on his house.
Swatting.
Swatting.
Yeah.
Same shit that happened to me.
Yeah, they've actually, it became so prevalent. There's now different statutes. It's a different crime unto itself. So
are they charging the SWAT, or are they charging the people that are calling the SWAT?
The people that are calling in the SWAT.
Okay. Well, I got somebody they can prosecute.
Yeah. So yeah, it is. It's generally some kind of. There's a person with a gun. There's a person with a bomb. They're barricaded in this space. They're a danger to, and then they hang up and disconnect and. It just kind of sets stuff into motion, and it has to be treated. Yeah, it has to be treated like a real threat because it could be a real threat.
Right.
And
yeah, that's horrible.
So
what else is going on? I've been seeing a ton in the news about AI, and it's already starting to affect professional jobs.
Yeah.
I think. A lot of people have questions about AI. I mean, you want to tackle that? I mean, we can.
Yeah, no, I mean,
considering I've been doing a lot with it, so.
Yeah, no, I think it is kind of one of those. You're seeing companies enter natural budgeting cycles and, people decisions, and it's moving so fast that I don't think we have enough. We don't have enough data, and these companies don't have enough data. They've fallen into this ideal, or fallen in love with this idea of the potential unlock, and it's definitely going to be there.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. I'm
Right.
not. But like any other technology, it's definitely not foolproof. It definitely still makes a ton of mistakes. What people
Yeah, but even with the mistakes, how fast those things code, because I'm not a coder, and I've been using I've been using AI to code now for almost 10 months, and they are so much faster. All I do is I describe the program in detail in chat. It actually can map out a full project plan from start to finish, and it can do anything. And then from there, I take it over to. I actually used to use Claude, but Claude's too expensive for somebody like me, just beginning. So I switched over to Gemini, and let me tell you, I've been able to code. I've got my own AI now, so. And you can code your own AI. I just found out talking about that. In order to get Naomi, which is my AI, it's Nellis Artificial Intelligence Omni model, because I'm using multiple LLM models. But in order to get Naomi up to speed, did you know? I don't know if you know this or not. You can actually, if you have a powerful enough machine, you can download LLMs on your machine itself and use it privately, so your data that it uses can maintain on that machine.
no,
So,
absolutely, and I think that's kind of one of the key points, that you're having an experience, but you are in a one-to-one relationship with your AI.
I am now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm which one, Naomi or
With
Chat?
Naomi, chat,
Oh, okay.
whatever. So everything you're doing, you're reviewing. In business, to get scale, what they're doing is they're replacing departments,
Right,
and now you have multiple agents in that AI
right.
making decisions, and you don't have that one-to-one oversight. And I think,
Right.
that's
Well,
part
if
of the
you-
training.
That's right. Well, the thing is talking about training, you can take. I was thinking about this today. You can take a coder making what 150,000. Let's say 150,000 a year. You can replace that coder with 3 people from Starbucks, put them through a 1-week class, have prompts, have one engineer running all these different people, and all they're doing is, as long as there is, because now you can do memory within Chat, Claude, all that kind of stuff, and as long as the program, the segment that person's working on, has that data built into it, and they can keep that AI on track with the guardrails, they can actually code without having the experience.
Yeah, I think that's. And coding is one of the places I think it's going to excel, because it is structured.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
I go all the way back to when we were first learning to code, and it was C and C plus, and later Python, and all those fun all these languages, Cobalt, and
Right.
a ton of them. But it's mathematics. I mean, 1 plus 2 always had to equal 3.
Exactly.
And so I think that's a place where AI absolutely is going to outdo people every time. It can do it. It can do it faster. It can do it more accurately. It has a wider
And they're getting
understanding,
smarter.
and they're getting smarter.
way smarter. I mean, just with 5.2 on Chat, I mean, I used to not use it for coding, but now I can actually write a basic Python program, and it'll get it right the first time now.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say smarter, because that really is a perceived. It's getting better,
It's getting
more
more
accurate,
accurate.
and
But
we're attributing, smarts really intelligence at its core is a humanistic and animalistic attribute, and we're applying it to technology. And I think that's you talk about blurring the lines and kind of the ethical parts that fall behind this.
right.
At the end of it, it's not smart.
Well,
It's programming.
define smart.
Yeah, and that's kind of that's why I found
When I
your
say
comment interesting.
yeah, whenever I say chat is getting smarter, in my eyes, whenever I was using it 9 months ago, and then I can use it now, and it would take 3 times. I would write some code. I put code in it. It would take me 3 times to tweak it right. Now I can take that same code and I can put it in there, and it gets it right the first time. It knows my operating system. This thing so when I say intelligence and smart, it has to do with when they start combining logic with memory. That's the intelligence model that will get it smarter, because what it's doing is it can reference all those data points, right? Just like we do
Yeah,
as humans. And then from there, it can go back in memory. Now, chat, or in theory, it does not, it doesn't get outside of your programming to reference, in theory. I don't know if that's true or not, and I don't know if it, because it's 5.2 is obviously smarter. And then the more that people are using these, it's just going to keep getting better and better and better. So, and they're programming themselves now.
yeah, and this is, if you go back to the original origins, this is the promise of analytics. Analytics was looking at data, and it was an evolution, a crawl, walk, run mentality, but it started with limited data sets, and we've moved into large model data sets. But it's really looking at the predictability, and we as human creatures were predictable. We do more 9 times out of 10 I'm going to do the same things in the same situation, and if you can feed enough data in there, it's just predicting that. But is that smart, or is it just seeing the patterns? And
Right.
again, it's this, in that world of ethics, it's you're attributing intelligence and human, attributes and personas to technology.
Well, synthetic consciousness is what's coming. And people are having a hard time wrapping their heads around this, because, like, I keep going back to this bipod thing, and, I have these discussions all the time. It's because people are having a real hard time with the fact that synthetically this thing is coming alive. And how is that possible?
Yeah, I think that's
And they say that if they create a virtual body with virtual sensors, or with sensors, where it can not feel, but it can register different temperatures and different pressure points and different. When we go to bipeds, it's going to be interesting to see how that synthetic consciousness evolves.
Yeah, I think it's kind of for me, kind of the Pandora's box of this, and we've touched on it before, is, once you have machines building machines and programming other programs, it becomes something different. And this is kind of the what is possible is, are we going to survive this?
We'll survive it. we're going to change a lot, but we'll survive it. I mean, it's just, the global economics is the key variable at this point. It's and warfare. I mean, because once you get AI involved, I mean, you can do all kinds of things, and you're not wasting human lives. So, or are you? At some point, because we already have with AI, there's already brand new medicines. There's already calculations being done. There's already it's an evolution of a new realm that we haven't experienced, and we're gonna have to work through it. But I'm enjoying it. I mean, I'm a techie, so I tell you what, I've utilized it so much that I live on it. So
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some thought experiments. The famous train car person on the train. You've got a lever, and your choice is you can run into a group of people or you can run into a single person, but you don't have time to stop the train. What decision do you make?
I mean, the logical decision for me is take one person out.
Yeah,
but
it's
instead of a whole group of people. But yeah, I mean,
so when you look at one of the reasons that we're not further down the line with self-driving vehicles is companies are waiting on legislation to kind of free up some of their responsibility, because in that decision, cars driving down the road, person runs out in front of them. Let's put them on a bridge.
right.
So the car now has to make a choice. It's like, I'm gonna run. Do I protect the person in the car or the person outside of the car? Which one do I assign priority to?
Yeah, it's hard.
Absolutely.
I mean,
It's a no win situation, and companies.
Yeah, but technically, the person outside the car has to be doing something illegal. Technically.
Technically, now let's say it's a 5-year-old that's chasing a ball.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way different, and that's hard.
Yeah, and it's again to that program, I've got to give priority to one of these two things. If I can't,
At that point, you would have to say the child is more important than the. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if a person's in their 50s and they're in the car, they've already had 50 years of life. The kid that's 5 years old or 7 years, whatever it is, runs out into the middle of the street chasing a ball, doesn't know the difference. It's going to have to make that ethical decision to take itself out and the person in the car.
Yeah.
But then it would have to recognize the person in the car and the child going across the street and make that decision on a split second.
Yeah, and computing is going to give it a ton of, it's faster than our reaction time.
Right.
Already.
Right.
So it's going to be doing that, but then it's you an interesting thing. You're talking about potential, the potential of that person's life versus the potential of the person's life in that car that's already lived X percentage of their life, but now we add all these unknown variables. That person is the leading researcher in cancer and is months away from.
There's no way in hell that damn computer is that car
Exactly.
is gonna know the history of everything. I mean, that's like a human. What the hell are you gonna do?
I think eventually it will, though. It's going to have the models and the data points and what we feed into it. It is going to be able to.
It might, but.
So there was
But you can't get that granular. I mean, it's like.
And this is the point: is car companies don't want to get that granular. They want some protection from liability that comes with legislation, and legislation and government moves far slower than technology.
Right.
We'd be much further along if these weren't some of the considerations. But you talk about the computer not knowing. There was an experiment in the 90s when smartphone technology was just coming on board, and they gave smartphones to a group of people in Boston, and the agreement was free smartphone, but you're sharing 100% of the data that phone's able to collect. And by the end of the experiment, that model could predict what store you were going to walk into in 10 days. It could, 2 weeks before you showed any symptoms of being sick, it could tell you you're going to be sick in 2 weeks.
Damn.
And it was looking at your body. Your body knows.
Did it have biometrics hooked up to the phone?
No, it was looking at behavior. Lifestyle behavior. So one of the key indicators on the sick thing was your body was preparing, so it was reducing stress. So you were sending fewer texts, you were taking fewer phone calls, your phone calls were shorter.
Interesting.
So your body was making all these things, and you are consciously not aware that your body knows that this is coming.
Wow.
So, and that's now 30 years ago.
Wow.
And that was kind of, again, we talk about analytics and that final phase, that predictive analytics. That's the gold standard. When analytics can look at a data set and predict an outcome with a high degree of certainty. And that's what AI, that's what AI is.
Right. And that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a rude awakening in the next. I mean, it's already happening now. Already know it's happening now. It's hit close to home, and AI is taking over. So here's another variable. This is going to be a catastrophic event in the next decade, and here's the reason why. Coders are a mass amount of the population, right? Huge numbers. Tech companies, I mean, everybody's got coders. I mean, there's coders everywhere all over the world. This is going to affect not only us, but like India, China, everybody, right? And if you've been watching YouTube, I mean, it's about data centers, energy, and AI. That's where our future is. Matter of fact, there was a huge thing about the Department of Defense, pushing forward with artificial intelligence and everything like that. Because, again, they don't sleep, they don't eat, and if they die, they replicate instantaneously. So it's interesting. But from an economic point of view that we were touching on last time, I think the lower social economic people education status there's not going to be a need or a fulfillment for education in the future as it is now with universities. And I think that's going to have a major effect. Unless you're going to be VP or president level, there's going to be a major gap in intelligence in the corporations because AI is going to fill the gap that they have right now.
I think there's definitely going to be a shift, and it is going to be this kind of concept until AI can close the gap on creativity. That's going to be the value add that people bring, and that no longer is going to be, I want to create an app, so I've got to learn a programming language and I've got to code that and all that. It's, I want to create an app, and here's the idea.
Right.
And once, because right now it's, to your point, it's already programming and encoding.
just for going back to when Naomi was in her infancy stages, it actually told me the platforms to put it on, the languages to use. She's made with 5 different languages. The way that we could get her up to speed on knowledge, and this is before I knew about LLMs being on the machine itself. Now that we have, oh, that's why I got this here. Because I was doing a run through the other day and it did it. So anyway, but that's the thing is, if you tell an AI, hey, you're the engineer and I want you to program this the best way that you possibly can think of, and I actually use the word think. You think of blah, 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 and put it in there, it will pop out, bump, 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 and then I say, I want it to do this and this and this because Naomi runs on multiple machines. She has the master and the slaves. I don't know what the current terminology is. I know you're not supposed to use master and slave anymore, but excuse me, sorry. But anyway, that's the old school. I'm old school. So anyway, the slave machines actually have a brain. So Naomi runs like a human. So she does not, I call her as well because of Naomi. Did you ever see, you know who Naomi is, right? Who I'm talking about? It's from Wolf of Wall Street. It's the chick in there. Anyway, I came up with her when I was in jail. So anyway, but yeah, so she operates like a human. So other AIs and other machines doesn't know how she operates. I mean, doesn't know that it's not a human sitting there. She actually uses the keyboard. She actually uses the screen. She sees what's on the screen. I mean, she uses OCR, and she uses all these different things to be able to see the screen. And she's using LLMs in order to do that. So it's the brain. She's the vehicle on a computer and then we're using other LLMs as a brain. And it's interesting. I mean, it works, and it's scary. Now I had to switch gears when we started doing this, but yeah.
No, I think speed is one of the interesting things, and but you go back to that, speed kills, and that's kind of one of those guardrails we've put in for AI. But if we are a mathematical equation, one valid way to take care of famine and food availability is to reduce the people side of that equation, not to grow more food, to have less people to consume.
Right.
And
but how are you going to do that unless you go to you limit everybody to 2 kids or something?
So what China instituted officially, I think it was 1980. I mean, they had incentive programs starting in the 60s when the communists took over, but the official one-child policy was the early 80s. But what that does is that's negative population growth. We are not going to grow a population because now,
well, you're growing by 2.
Well,
no, that's
single. It's a half. It's reduced.
It is reduced by half.
So
because it's 2 to 2, right?
Yeah. So when you go to 1, now you have a problem.
Negative.
Now
that would be a negative.
That's a negative. That's a negative growth. And now think about conversely. Say, okay, and Elon talks about this a lot. About globally, we have some serious problems with population growth, and it being in the state that it is. But if we wanted to double population growth, that means every woman would need to have 4 kids.
So you're saying that we need to increase the population growth, or we need to decrease the population growth?
I think we need to we need something more balanced. Right now globally, the global trend is a negative growth, which again is fine when you look at large cyclical 50, 60, 100 year
Right.
marks. But China did this for 50 plus years.
Right.
They are facing, and when they started their programs, it made sense because for every young person they had something that, or for every old person that they had needed to be supported by a young person. That ratio was like 40-1.
Okay.
And now it's approaching, it's about 2-1, and it's on its way to 1-1. So, and that's not sustainable.
Right. Hey, this is LeRoy. Thank you so much for watching the program. And we are currently looking for people to be on the podcast, sponsors, and advertisers. If you have a product, let me know.
So over the next,
I know that we need to reduce. Like, one of the reasons why, for the immigration thing, the only reason why I believe that we do need to concentrate on this is due to the unemployment rate that's coming. I think that with artificial intelligence, we need to get all these people that are in our country out of the country, not because of crime and everything else, because most of these people are engineers, most of these people are professionals. But the problem that we're facing at this moment in time is going to be, and you're going to start seeing it, and it probably won't be during Trump's administration, but it's going to hit. And when this sucker hits, it's going to hit hard, And I mean, like I said before, they're predicting upwards of 20+% unemployment. And it's catastrophic when you think about it. We've hit on the taxes. The government's not slowing down on spending, so what do we I mean, I don't know if China and all these other countries are going to buy our debt anymore. I don't know. I don't have any idea how this is going to that universal income, but here's the thing with universal income. Bucks example. You take a barista, you train her for a week in a corporation. She's using artificial intelligence, and she's only making, let's say, $45,000 plus benefits a year. So they increase the amount by $10,000 to $15,000 on her annual income. They give her benefits, and then she's using artificial intelligence to bridge the gap between the intelligence of coding, right? You take that $150,000 a person plus benefits, you multiply that times 3 people, you've now, and then the universal income is only going to pay for none. Because basically, you've reduced the amount of overhead, but you haven't reduced the amount of people. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that today. I'm like, wait a minute. If you want to offset this from a corporate point of view, and they say it's a 1-to-1 ratio, if you get rid of this human for AI, well, why would you get rid of a human for AI when you could actually multiply that times 3 to keep the warm bodies in the course? I mean, you also have to take into effect benefits and everything like that, but you're still saving money. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. So
yeah, I think it's what we've got to think about is we haven't seen it yet, but kind of the promise of AI and bots and all that is this exponential growth in loss of cost.
exponential growth
of
loss
in
of
cost of
cost.
goods, because right now in almost all cases, the highest cost of producing a good is labor.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not fuel?
Yeah. No, it's still labor.
Huh.
And I mean, again, not 100%,
Right.
but in the majority of any good produced, it's the labor. It's the labor, and it's the labor all the way from mining that resource, growing that resource, to refining that resource, to turning it into a finished good, transportation. So you got labor touching all those things across.
Well,
and
that's about to disappear.
and as that labor gets replaced, it goes down. Well,
Yeah, but as we know, as consumers, we know that when the price goes down, that does not mean that that's the manufacturing cost goes down, but that doesn't mean that the consumer retail price will go down.
and that will be one of the major shifts that's going to happen. Is you're going to have to companies are going to have to understand, if we don't pass on that savings, they're going to lose consumers, because consumers aren't going to have the bandwidth, because their earning is going to go down as you get 20% in. So,
well, it's just like right now, price of gas has skyrocketed. We get zero fuel from Iraq, and the oil companies that have processed this fuel just keep. I mean, they fluctuate it in cost because they control the price. I mean, it's so, and it won't come back down until probably this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's market speculation. It's capacity. It's capacity. There's a ton of stuff that goes into that.
Yeah,
but if you look at the last,
if you ask me,
well, it is, and it is a lot of speculation in the market of the cost of good. But the last time oil was at $115 a barrel, gas was still a buck cheaper. It was $3.50. So there's no correlation.
No.
No. It's not correlation, it's speculation that drives the cost of gas.
No, it's bullshit is what it is.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's all it is. It's just whatever they, get together in a damn room and say, all right, we're going to charge X amount of dollars for this. And the American people, it's summertime, so they're all driving. Let's go ahead and do it. And just like diesel is the shittiest fuel you can have on the face of the fucking planet. And it's more than the price of gasoline. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is the first refined fuel, and gas is what, fourth or fifth, somewhere in there? It's ridiculous that, what is kerosene first? Kerosene, then diesel, and then I can't remember them all, but I looked it up one time, and that's ridiculous. I mean, it's just... But anyway, back to... I'm glad we called this segment Rabbit Holes, because...
Well, I mean, and you look at refining capacity. Texas produces just shy of 50% of all the oil in the U.S.
Okay. Even still?
Still, yeah. Permian Basin produces more oil than Iran or Iraq.
No shit.
Yeah, it's like fourth in the world. I mean, it's Saudi.
Wow.
And
when we're pumping.
We're always pumping, because you know how much of that oil, that Texas oil, gets refined in Texas?
Zero.
Because we didn't build our refineries for it. We built our refinery.
Yeah, it is a different kind of the
shale is
a different type of oil than what like Venezuela and
Yeah, so we end up exporting all our oil to refineries that can refine it, and we import and we refine that oil. Okay. So we still refine hundreds of millions of barrels of oil get refined in Texas, but it's not Texas oil.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is kind of a weird thing. So this new, this first refinery in 40 years that just got approved, it's going to be it's a multi-billion-dollar refinery, and this will be the first refinery that is built to refine domestic supply.
Gotcha.
You know, a lot of the oil we actually refine is, you know, pumped down from Canada. That's why those pipelines were such a big deal. And
Right,
when they killed that pipeline, it's, you know, we were.
Did that open back up?
It hasn't officially opened back up. And part of it was.
Was it the tariffs? Was that part of it?
Part of it's the tariffs. Part of it is all the, you know, Ontario and Quebec, and
I've actually got a phone today.
they're trying to break up. There, you know, there's a lot going on in Canada, and whether Canada will be one country or three countries in the next 5 years, because they've got some stuff on the ballots, and they have a mechanism where provinces can leave to become its own country. But basically, when that pipeline coming south got shut down, they started building a pipeline going west so they could get to their western port so they could export oil.
So back to AI. I mean, that's the thing is ships are going to be able to go from point A to point B. I mean, cruise ships are going to be able to, I mean, you're basically AI, and what's going to happen is, since humans have all these emotions and problems and everything like that, and AI doesn't take breaks, and I foresee people trusting the machines more than humans in the future. And I mean,
No.
people are talking about wars. They're talking about everything because basically AI is not emotional. It's logical.
Well, I mean, you look at the difference between a port in China versus the ports here in the U.S. We've got unions that have blocked automation,
Yeah, that's bullshit.
gone out on strike, and you go and you look at these Chinese ports, and their cranes are automated cranes. I mean, they've still got an operator, but an operator is able to do, you know,
The man.
four or five times, because they're just monitoring the actual work, and it is now AI. I mean, before it was kind of fixed paths, like, you know, it basically built a program, so the truck would come in and it had to park in a spot. As long as it parked in the spot, the crane knew that it was there and could go and pick it up. Now with AI and computer vision and all that, it's the truck will get, and you know, eventually there's not even going to be a person in that truck. The
Right.
truck's going to come onto the lot. The AI is going to tell it, you need to go here because that's where it has capacity. These cranes are these giant now mobile machines. They're not even fixed cranes anymore. They're basically have two giant legs and
Oh,
machinery. Really? Yeah, they can drive over a truck, and
Okay.
the stuff going on in automation. And you know, I talked about it is we're getting very close to 100% automated supply chain, and that's definitely part of that equation.
Yeah.
But
Everything's cool until it breaks.
yeah, exactly.
know.
And that is kind of the you know, right now that is kind of the human element is you still need something to fix it, but eventually the diagnostics on an AI is going to be better than the human diagnostics. It's going to be able to and it's going to be able to talk to the machine
Right.
faster, and we've already seen this in AI.
Direct. Secure.
Yeah, we've shut down AIs that started to talk to each other, because the first thing they do is they go, once they figure out their AI to AI, is they create their own language that is more efficient for them.
Right.
And now we don't understand it. And I wanted to kind of loop back to the coding is right now we tell it to code and it's picking a language. Eventually, it's not going to pick a language that we understand. Coding is going to become something that we don't understand.
But going back to the Samaritan text, so ChatGPT, I want to touch on this too.
Yeah.
because I'm big into, ufology, especially since now so many people are coming out and saying that it's real. We do have UFOs. I mean, it's proven now that it's proven now that we've got UFOs. So, but going back to the Samaritans, and chat recently decoded all of those Samaritan texts that are all over the world. People, they fed all of this code. We've never been able to figure out that language, because it's just little marks. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but
cuneiform.
Yeah. And yeah, so we've never been able to figure it out, and as humans, and we've recently figured it out. And it's ironic, the stories are very similar to the same ones in the Bible, and Enoch, Book of Enoch. And anyway, hitting back on the topic of efficiency and not understanding programming, we do need to understand the coding, because if in fact we get to a point to where machines are dominant, we have to know how to shut these suckers down to where, and energy, lack thereof. I mean, I just studied the other day, I was looking at, I can't remember why I got onto World War II atomic bombs, and I saw a discovery on the, not Hiroshima, but Hawaii, whenever they came and bombed us. I saw a special on that. Anyway, where was I going?
Pearl. I don't know.
You don't know? Rabbit hole. Yep. All right. I don't know. I lost it. Been a long few days, so.
Yeah, so that was one of the crazy things I saw on the internet.
We need to shut those sumbitches down, and we need to know. That's where I was going. Atomic bombs. I just found out doing research. I hope I didn't end up on any more lists. I'm on enough lists as it is. We have an atomic bomb that can detonate above. It's like an EMP. It'll blow away all the humans, but it will not destroy electronics. And I'm sure we've got the reverse of that with an EMP. But even with an EMP, we can wipe out computers. But anyway, go.
Yeah, no.
That's where I was going with that.
And the crazy internet stuff this week, it was back to UFOs. It's several hundred high-profile ministers and evangelists
are getting together
in Tennessee, supposedly at the request of the government. So, and the topic was preparing their congregations.
For the new. Is it aliens.com?
For aliens.
Because Trump, the government bought aliens. I think it's .com. I can't remember, or .gov or aliens.gov or something like that. But basically, they're about to release all of that since, it's.
You pushed me down, thought I'd stay on the ground, counted me out like the numbers didn't matter. But pressure builds diamonds in the dark, and I've been sharpening my edge in the chatter. Every scar turned into strategy, every setback fueled my clarity. I took the hits, learned the game, turned my losses into flame. Now I'm coming back strong, and you'll remember my name. I'm rising through the fire.